Hello friends and welcome to our tutorial. Today we'll be talking about how to place a video or an image or basically any kind of footage inside of text in After Effects. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. First thing we want to do is to create a new composition. Let's make it Full HD, 30 frames per second, 10 seconds long. Now let's create some text. I'm gonna be using the Monument Extended Typeface by Pangram Type Foundry. It's free to try, so you can follow me along. We're gonna be using the Ultra Bold setting. Okay, so let's create our text. I'm gonna make it 400 pixels or so. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, but 400 is pretty much okay. Alright, so I'm gonna type in my text. And now I need to align it into the center of the composition. In the Align window you can bring it in here. So with my text layer selected, I'm gonna align it to the center of my composition. And I also need to reposition my anchor point into the center of the text. To do this, hit Command or Control on Windows plus Alt plus Home with the text layer selected. So as you can see, the anchor point of the text is now in the center of the layer. Okay, next thing I want to do, I'm gonna bring up my image. I've downloaded this beautiful picture of desert by Giorgio Paravicini. I hope I'm saying it right, from Unsplash. It's completely free. You can place your own image or you can place your video, it doesn't matter. Just for the sake of the tutorial, you can download this to follow me along if you wish. Okay, so I've got it in here. Now I'm gonna place my image inside my composition below the text layer. And the next thing I want to do, I need to adjust the scale of my image to match the scale of my composition, like this. Now you need to bring up the blending mode tab. If you don't have it open, you can open it by clicking this little icon in here. And now in the Track Matte tab, select Alpha Matte. And now this image is taking its alpha from the text. Okay, next thing I want to animate this. Okay, so let's select our layers, hit S for the scale, create some keyframes on the 3rd second. Let's go to the beginning of our comp, scale our image a bit, and scale our text to about 2200%. And I'm gonna bring up the position and adjust it a little bit. Like this. Okay, now let's ease our keyframes. And we've got our animation. Next thing I want to do, I'm gonna animate the opacity for both of these layers. And ease out the opacity as well. And here we go. We've got this cool looking animation. But let's go a little bit further and create the complete shot as it was made in the example. So let's create some background. I'm gonna use a shape layer to do this. Select the rectangle tool in the tools menu and double click on it. So After Effects will create a shape layer which will be the size of this composition. I'm gonna call it BG, and let's make it some grayish, dark gray color. Let's place it below our text and image. I also have some details prepared. to add some spice to our design. So the eye will have some visual anchors, and the shot will be more interesting to look at. So I'm gonna copy my layers. I'm gonna copy paste them, and I'm going to create some animation for the additional layers as well. So I think I'm gonna make them appear in here. Okay, so let's select our arrows. Let's hit the opening square bracket to position the beginning of our layers where our marker is on the timeline. Hit P to bring up the position, and with the shift key and while holding the shift key, hit T to bring up the opacity. Now let's go 2 seconds forwards and create some keyframes. And now I'm going to make some animation for the position of my arrows. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's even too much. And for the opacity as well. And now let's ease out our keyframes. Okay, cool. And for the additional text, let's bring it up here on the timeline. And for the upper text, I'm gonna open up my transformation properties, and in the animate tab I'm gonna select the opacity and add some tracking. And in the range selector, in the advanced tab, I'm gonna choose based on lines. Go 2 seconds forwards, and let's make our animation like this. And ease out it, of course. Okay, so I've got this cool looking text animation with a dramatic cinematic look. Now I'm gonna copy my animator and I'm going to paste it to my other text. I'm gonna hit UU to bring up all the animated properties, and in the animator I'm going to add some position to my animation, and the offset will be 15 pixels on the y-axis. Okay, and one more thing I want to add to this. I want to add some more movement to everything, so the animation will be a lot more cohesive. So as you can see in my example, everything is scaling up together, and this little layer of it's kind of simulating some camera movement, so it's gluing everything together. So let's create some null object. Let's parent all our layers to it. Now hit S to bring up the scale property. I'm gonna hit U to see all my keyframes, and I think on the 7th second or so I'm gonna place a keyframe for the null object, and in the beginning of the composition I'm gonna make it 125% and ease it out, of course, like this. So in the end we're gonna be having something like this. Okay friends, that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like and subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and see you in the next videos.